Jessica Radcliffe stood at the edge of a sparkling pool at Ocean Haven Marine Park, the cheers of a packed crowd echoing around her. Beside her, Mallow, a 22-foot, 12,000-pound orca, leaped gracefully on her command, thrilling the audience. The spectacle was perfect, until it wasn't. In a heartbeat, Mallow's playful energy turned dark. His massive jaws clamped around Jessica, dragging her into the depths as the crowd's cheers turned to screams. This horrifying moment in 2025 transformed Jessica's passion for marine animals into unimaginable terror, raising questions about the safety and ethics of orca captivity. Jessica's love for the ocean began early, inspired by her father, a marine biologist specializing in cetaceans. Growing up near California's Pacific coast, she joined him on research trips, marveling at dolphins and whales. Her fascination deepened at her first orca show at Ocean Haven, a Monterey-based park rivaling SeaWorld. At 19, while pursuing a marine biology degree, Jessica started as an intern at Ocean Haven. Her talent and dedication earned her a permanent role within a year. By 21, she was the lead trainer for Mallow, the park's star orca. Their bond was remarkable. Colleagues noted Jessica's unique ability to calm Mallow, despite his occasional challenges with other trainers. However, Mallow showed troubling signs. He became erratic, displaying aggression during feedings, refusing commands, and slapping his tail against the tank walls. Once, he lunged at another trainer, forcing them to leap back. Yet, with Jessica, Mallow remained cooperative, leading park management to assign her to lead all his shows, despite staff concerns. On the day of the tragedy, Ocean Haven buzzed with excitement. Families filled the stands, children clutching cotton candy, as the announcer introduced Jessica and Mallow to roaring applause. The show began flawlessly, Mallow performing with precision under Jessica's guidance. His breeches sent waves crashing into the audience, delighting children and parents alike. The finale featured Jessica's synchronized swim with Mallow, a crowd favorite. As she dove in, Mallow circled playfully, then lunged, clamping his jaws around her torso. The attack was ferocious, knocking the wind out of her. The crowd's gasps turned to screams as Mallow thrashed, holding Jessica underwater for over a minute. Trainers sprang into action, triggering emergency signals and tossing buoys and fish to distract Mallow. Two attempted a rescue, but were deterred by his violent movements. When Mallow finally released Jessica, her limp body floated to the surface. Rescue divers pulled her out, but resuscitation failed. She died from severe blunt force trauma, fractured ribs, a punctured lung, and drowning. The crowd, including traumatized children, was evacuated amid panicked cries. Jessica's death sent shockwaves through Ocean Haven and the marine park industry. A skilled and compassionate trainer, her bond with Mallow had seemed unparalleled. Colleagues and visitors mourned her, while her family held a private memorial by the ocean, celebrating her passion. The tragedy sparked outrage. Could Ocean Haven have acted on Mallow's erratic behavior? Should orcas be kept in captivity at all? The park closed permanently, and Mallow was relocated to a marine sanctuary off Washington's coast, where he could live with minimal human interaction in a more natural environment. Months later, a different tragedy unfolded at SeaWorld Orlando involving Tilikum, a 12,000-pound orca with a troubled past. On a quiet July night in 2025, the park lay silent under moonlight, its tanks rippling gently. Daniel Dukes, a 27-year-old drifter with a history of drug abuse and petty crimes, had slipped past security. Described by some as a kind soul who fed the homeless, Dukes was also impulsive, once breaking into the home of Ultima creator Richard Garriott in a bizarre incident. Dukes was captivated by Tilikum, viewing orcas as spiritual beings. That day, he lingered by Tilikum's tank, his gaze intense. After the park closed, he stayed behind, driven by a dangerous curiosity. Under cover of darkness, he climbed over barriers and slipped into Tilikum's tank. The water was cool, the tank's depths unnervingly dark. Tilikum, alerted by the disturbance, stirred beneath. His instincts, dulled by captivity, remained sharp. As Dukes floated, Tilikum surged upward, ramming him with crushing force, shattering his ribs. The orca's jaws clamped onto Dukes, dragging him under in a violent frenzy. When the water stilled, Dukes' lifeless body floated to the surface. The next morning, trainers found Dukes' battered body, his injuries confirming a brutal attack. The incident shocked the public, raising questions about how Dukes evaded security and why he entered the tank. Tilikum's history of aggression fueled debate about captivity's impact on orcas. Critics argued that confinement had turned Tilikum into a danger, while SeaWorld faced scrutiny over its practices. Dukes' reckless act remained a mystery, a grim reminder of the risks of human fascination with wild creatures. The story of orca captivity began decades earlier with Namu in 1965. Caught in a salmon net off British Columbia, the young orca was sold to Ted Griffin's Seattle Marine Aquarium. Namu became a star, his playful behavior and bond with Griffin captivating audiences. He was portrayed as a gentle giant, shifting public perceptions of orcas. But captivity took a toll. Confined to a small pen, Namu suffered from poor health. In 1966, just before the release of Namu, My Best Friend, a film idealizing his story, he died from infections likely caused by polluted water. His death sparked grief and debate about the ethics of captivity, exposing the hidden costs of human entertainment. Keiko, known as Willy in Free Willy, faced similar struggles. Captured off Iceland in 1979 at age 3, he endured cramped tanks and poor conditions, first in Iceland, then at Marineland in Canada, and later at Reno Aventura in Mexico. His health deteriorated, with lesions and ulcers plaguing him. Free Willy, 1993, made Keiko a symbol of freedom, sparking a movement to release him. The Free Willy Keiko Foundation raised $7 million, and in 1996, Keiko was moved to Oregon's Coast Aquarium. By 1998, he was in Iceland, relearning to hunt and swim freely. In 2002, Keiko was released into the wild, a historic first. But he never fully integrated with wild orcas, often seeking human company. In 2003, at 27, he died of pneumonia in Norway, his journey a poignant symbol of hope and the challenges of reversing captivity's damage. These stories of Jessica, Daniel, Namu, and Keiko highlight the risks and ethical dilemmas of orca captivity. Jessica's trust in Mallow, Daniel's fatal curiosity, Namu's suffering, and Keiko's partial freedom underscore the complex bond between humans and orcas. Each tragedy fueled calls for change, questioning whether such majestic creatures belong in tanks. If you enjoy this video, please like, subscribe, comment, and share this video with a friend. See you in the next video.